Will Rowland here. Press subscribe if you want to learn to hear people's testimonies about how God's changed their life through Jesus Christ. And this is a true story of hope about Darrell Tunningley. Here he is with his family, and I'm just going to read it with a nice background here. We've got Hale Estuary. Anyway, sorry if it's a bit windy too. A True Story of Hope by Darrell Tunningley. Darrell Tunningley was a violent armed robber who kicked a 300 a day heroin habit and eventually became a youth pastor. I grew up in a rough area of West Yorkshire. The police and buses didn't go near it after dark. In my early years I got involved in a lot of petty crime, on drugs at age 11, shoplifting, stealing car stereos and eventually stealing cars. Yet as a lad I also played rugby league. I represented my county, and played for Great Britain schoolboys until at 16 I dislocated my knee, which suddenly ended my rugby career. At this point I fell straight back into my old life, selling drugs and dealing with some pretty heavy hard hitters who covered a massive part of Yorkshire. I got involved with them, debt collecting, administering punishments. At the same time my drug use was going through the roof as well. It all came to a head when one of the guys asked me if I wanted to help with an armed robbery. The outcome of all that was that I was sentenced to 5.5 years. While in prison I just carried on the same way as I behaved outside, getting into fights and assaulting prison officers. So I spent a lot of time in the segregation block in my cell 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Eventually one of the lads came up to me and said, "Do you fancy going on an alpha course? It's in the chapel." I was about to thump him when he added quickly, "You get free coffee." Just going to turn the page. Free coffee and biscuits. So I thought it's a skive and replied, "All right, see you Wednesday." I wasn't expecting what I got. 2 very old nuns had come in to run it. I thought, what can they possibly say that's worth hearing? But I was wrong. For every little jibe we gave them, they stayed calm. They only ever showed love and compassion. So I made the decision that they deserved a little bit more respect. I told myself, right Darrell, for once in your life, just shut up and listen to what someone else has to say. The nuns said that God wants to take the best of you and get rid of the worst of who you are. Something clicked with me, more to do with how they were than what they said, because their actions really spoke louder. At the end of the course we were given some pamphlets and a Bible. Back in the cell I picked up the Bible and started to read the book of Job. This story just gripped me. This guy had everything and then lost everything, but through it all he would not move on his faith in God. Right, I'm going to stop there and put a link in the description of the video for part 2 of this video, simply because I don't want to run out of memory on my phone here. I'm not sure how much memory I've got left. Alright, over and out. I'll put a link on the description.